Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Zero Escape 999 Part 23. Last time we got to do the first puzzle room of the true ending, which was the library, but then we had to take a little bit of a break for Snake to explain the backstory of the original Nonary game to us, which is what we're going to jump into in this video. So let's learn about the CEO and everyone else of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Nijisaki was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development
Dude,
division.
for some reason these guys all look like Yu-Gi-Oh villains. You know that season that's about the fucking executives or whatever? That these all look like they're out of fucking that for some reason. That's what this reminds me of.
Musashido was their majority stockholder. It was these four people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, that dude, Kabuto, Musashido.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido.
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale.
Well, yeah.
To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research.
I mean, you have to have some people to kidnap the kids in the first place.
All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation?
Dude, why does Snake know about these, references, so to speak?
Experiments with humans produce the same results.
Or that he knows to use those examples because they've been previously explained to us.
The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before.
That's the dog thing, right?
Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Well, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
Well, yeah.
That's right.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying.
So, was the end goal to create some powerful let's kidnap these kids and hope one of them develops powerful psychic abilities, and then hope they don't fuck with us afterwards, you know?
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
By believe in this theory, you're fucking insane. Yes, it assumes that much.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done. Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver.
Okay.
What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes, close enough at least.
Uh-huh.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began. By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Gansfeld. They mentioned that earlier in the game. I don't remember which one that was.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right?
Yeah,
You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
Well, it's not like Junpei knew this naturally. It was explained to him by someone else who's smarter in the group, because everyone in the fucking group is apparently either a math genius or knows a lot about pseudoscience bullshit.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential.
Okay, so it wasn't just at random, so they didn't just kidnap random kids for this.
He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total.
Oh, they were all siblings. Okay.
For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had 1 transmitter and 1 receiver.
See, from what I remember though, didn't it mention when like Seven was doing his backstory that it was only 16 kids that had disappeared? So was there like one like undocumented disappearance of children?
They were split perfectly.
Or am I just like not remembering? It did say 18 kids had disappeared.
As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert.
Yeah, they're very lucky that happened to, split up evenly like that.
The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted.
Easily, using fucking finger quotes on that.
Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building
They're
Q
very
duplicated
original, weren't
the
they?
interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same.
Okay.
Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown.
Man, this Hongo guy doesn't sound like a good dude.
Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. All of it identical. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with. Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. It was the same with the gigantic and Building Q.
Just without, like, actually telling them, I guess.
The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Huh.
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses?
Very long, apparently.
Get down here already!
They've already been talking for like 15 minutes.
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here, and soon.
We still didn't really learn that much about the experiment itself.
Hold it. There's one more thing I want to ask you.
Hmm?
Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Okay, yeah. So I'm remembering that correctly. So there is like a pair that wasn't reported missing?
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes, I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a Nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi.
Mm-hmm.
The sister's name was... Her name was Akane. That was the girl who died.
I feel like we know an Akane.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then, who is June? No. That's impossible.
Maybe it's a common name.
It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name.
See? Exactly.
If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely.
This is where he says the last name.
So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything. It was someone else. Of course it was. It has to be.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Oh, no, it's nothing. I'm fine. Let's get back down there, all right? I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
So the plot thickens. The plot is definitely quite thick at this point. What are we doing? Sheldrake 5. We didn't say 5 at the end of the shadow picture. Yes, I think we need to find the 5th volume. Yeah, there it is. There's a big red button. Let's go. Is that the way out? What was that sound? It sounded like something really big was moving. It came from the top floor. Alright, let's go check it out. Let's go. Wait, that's the wrong way. That's where we came in. So 13, 14, 15, and wait, no. 13, 14, 10, 13. Huh? But you gotta type something on the keyboard, you can only enter letters. Is it more like base 10 bullshit? So what are the numbers? 13, 14, 10, 13. So how does the base 10 slash hexadecimal, whatever you want to call it, work? A is 10, so B would be 11, C, so it'd be D, and then E, A, dead? Dude, the lord of math. It's unlocked now. Good job, Junpei. Oh man, I feel like a genius for once. Password was dead, remember? This makes you think whatever's waiting for us isn't good. So what? Jeez, you're such an old lady. We can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on, we got it to unlock, didn't we? Let's go, hurry up. Now let's go past the Garden of Knowledge. Maybe it's the wrong door. Then that means it's the other door? Okay, well why the fuck are there two doors? I feel like I just got, like, jerked around. That was weird.
Alright, this is the next.
Oh, the door!
Did that just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
Man, Snake wasn't able, I mean not Snake, Seven wasn't able to use the old broom trick this
I
time.
don't know. Let's.
Wherever it was he was using to block the doors to keep them open.
Damn it. It looks like it locks automatically.
Is there any other way out?
Well, there's another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked, too.
But there is a card reader, right?
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Yeah?
Well, yeah, that might work, but...
Hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
There's a lot of shit in this room.
Oh man.
Oh god, I remember hating this puzzle room.
Looks that way.
It doesn't, I don't think it necessarily has a hard puzzle. It's just that, like, finding the shit you need to click on is so annoying. Because I just remember getting to a point where there was, like, one thing I was missing and I could never find what I was supposed to click on. I think this was the second time I had to look something up in the game. It was like I just couldn't find the item that I needed.
For real?
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer.
Well, I mean, that seems like a pretty easy way out.
I rather doubt that, however. So it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it. All right then, let's begin.
Okay, so the other door is just the exit from this room. Basically, I guess. That's what the other door was for that we couldn't open. I was gonna say, it's kind of weird that that existed. So the study. Ugh, God. I'm not looking forward to this. Okay, so let's just start with the first room. Click on all the things. Man, this place is a mess. I think a lot of these are parts of the puzzles we solved in other rooms. If that's true then, this room could be Zero's laboratory. Perhaps Zero would shut himself in this room to devise machines and puzzles he needed to see his plan come to fruition. Oh, this is the chart from one of the room. Yeah, didn't we have that in the other file screen? Wait, no, back. Wrong thing. Ship's log? No. Yeah. Faded line on the right edge must be connected, so it's... Does that match up with what we originally wrote down? Because I think I still have that. It was south, west, southwest, northwest, east. Well, no, it's slightly different because this would be southeast, then northwest, east, north. So parts of it are the same, but there's like a couple minor differences. going to just make the necessary changes. That's the same, that's the same, that's the same, and then I guess you could say add a west there. Okay. So make sure we click on absolutely everything. The rest of here looks like Elvis's face! Uh-huh, yeah. How exciting. We're going to die in like 12 minutes. There's like whole commuter monitors. You don't see CRT monitors that much anymore. Dude, this game is, I mean, you know, they were still somewhat common. This game is like came out like, I think originally like 2009? Maybe even earlier than that? I don't remember how old the original, because you know, originally this is a DS game. So, like an original DS game. Because the port's only, the Steam port, I think it's only like maybe, what, 3 years old? Something like that? So control panel. What in the fuck is this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them. Let me see that. Ah, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the ones next to it turn on or off. You just gotta use that to make the all cells on the right. My brain doesn't like this. It's a piece of paper, there are a bunch of numbers and letters all connected by equal signs. It looks like it's probably related to the puzzle on the screen somehow. What? Oh fuck, I vaguely remember this. Okay. So let me... I need to get like a better sheet of paper, because I don't really want to write all of it. No. Whatever, I'll just flip it over. So what do we see? So D is 13. So let's map this out with the squares. So shoot, do. There's 3 rows. Well, I actually messed up my graph. Whoops. Let's do this a little bit better this time. Okay, so we have D is, what do we have? 13. 13, 6, and then that equals something. And then so 1, F would be what, 15? 15, and 5. Let's just put pluses there. 9 and B. B would be 11, yes. 9 and 11, so 1, 15, and 5 is 20, so 21. So if we're doing digital roots, this equals 3. Okay. Huh. I totally know what I'm doing right now. Can we like turn them all off? Is that an option? Because it seems like it'll turn on everything next to it. Okay, I got the hang of it now. Oh man, we're so close. Well, not really, but... Oh, we're almost there. that didn't do what we needed to do. I thought we were supposed to turn them all on. Maybe we are supposed to. What the hell are we supposed to be doing? And why the hell do we have, like, numbers that aren't... Okay, reset it. Are we trying to turn them all off? Maybe. Oh, we're supposed to make these equal A, I guess, right? Maybe? Yeah, okay, so that's why it gives us A and L on here. So we want this to equal 21. So we would want everything on for this. So we want this to equal 21. Which that's C. What is C? C is 13, 12. So for that, we don't want 9 on. We want these on, but not 9. Because B and C do not equal 21. We want 12 and 9. So we don't want the middle one on, basically. And then D is 13, and we want to make A, which is 10. So that's 4. So the best way to make 10 would be we don't want D on, but we do want this one on. So let's just map out the ones we want on and the ones we want off are. So let's just do like another little grid real quick. So we want on. We want everything in the middle on. We want bottom 2 on. And then we want these 2 on. So the ones we want off are D and this one right here. So how do we best accomplish that? This, and then we want all 3 of these on, and we want this one off. Shit. Because it's this one and this one we want off. We want everything else on. We don't want reset it. Now that I know exactly what I need to be doing. So we want these on, we want this on. So do that. Then do this. But we don't want to do that though. So we do this, then this. And man, we're still kind of fucked. So do that, then that. Then how do we get this one on? Oh, we're almost there. Oh, we're in the same spot. I thought I had it for a second. So we want this. We want to turn that off. And now we just need this one on. So we're kind of in the same situation, basically. Reset it one more. Ah, God, I feel like I've got it. It's not that hard. I can't. I need to just think it through. Okay. So once again, we want on, off, on. So, to accomplish this, what do we want to do? We can turn that off, because hitting this... Now the problem... this right here. Didn't do that. Okay. Okay, one way we could do it. No, that's not gonna work because ah, God. It's like, oh, we're so close. We're so close. Okay, let's keep resetting. Because, I mean, I get what we have to do. I can't figure out the proper combination of buttons to do it. Oh, shit! Well, that ended up only taking, like, actually 2 extra minutes after I decided to... I make actually, I don't know if I'll cut off when I said I was going to cut off. I may cut off earlier because I feel like I wasn't even talking for the last, like, 4 minutes of that. But, yeah, I don't know how I'll handle that. I guess that's for future me to decide. Granted, by the time I edit this video, it'll probably be a very long time away, so I may not remember everything, but, because I don't know if I really mentioned, but, like, the backlog of this series is fucking huge. Part 10 was the last video to go up, and this is part 23. Because, I mean, and I'm going to keep recording. I'm going to finish the game today, basically regardless. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to, so... yeah, this is going to be, like, the biggest backlog I've ever had for a series ever. You're so smart. Yeah, it did take me, like, 15 minutes to do what was probably a very easy puzzle. You seem to have done an excellent job. Yeah, that's debatable. Just what I would have expected of you, Junpei. Hey, come on, you're embarrassing me. Whoa, whoa, don't get cocky, kid. We don't got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open and something came out. What, this? A cross emblem. Don't know how we're going to do this. Oh, wait, so we're done with this, right? We've messed with everything. Still have the CRTs. Okay, so we need 4 emblems, I would guess. Damn, no dice. Huh? Nothing's happening. Wait, what's Snake doing? I feel symbols engraved just above each indentation. The upper corner is the steering wheel symbol. What? Upper right, the cross symbol. Bottom left, the mysterious circle symbol. And lastly, the waffle pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perhaps we need to insert the emblem in this order. That order, huh? So wait, do we mess with this? Oh, this is something different. Whoa! Well, now we got something on the screen at least. What in the hell are these puzzles? I figured out that Morse code puzzle back in the communications office. Morse code. Yes. The dots on here look like dots for, or dits for Morse code. 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second, and 1 on the last. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, perhaps you should give it a shot anyway. If I just tap the buttons, it'll enter a dit. If I hold it, it'll enter a da. See interruptions, it'll automatically determine if that's the correct answer or not. So wait, it was... I don't even know what I'm trying to do here. I mean, is there like more instructions or something for that? Because that ain't make no sense. Really dim though. It's got a map of the world on it, but I can barely see it. Junpei, there's a compass there. Okay, so this is very similar to the... I guess you weren't there, Clever, but I saw a puzzle like this one in the wheelhouse. Yo, and you were busy emoing it up. Important part is this nautical table we just found. I have to match the direction of the compass and the lines. Okay. Yeah. So we'll probably do this puzzle and then end the video, basically. So where's... I have to flip my sheet of paper over. So it was basically the same, except there were just a few differences. So it's south, west, southwest, southwest. Oh shit, that's the wrong direction. It is southwest, right? Yeah. No, it's actually southeast. I forgot I changed it. So we have to let it spin all the way around to southeast. So southeast, now northwest, which doesn't really matter. Either way, it's going to get us there the same speed. Northwest, then east. Then north. Whoops. Wrong direction, but whatever's. And then finally a west. And I don't know why I keep making it go the wrong direction. South, west. Correct. This is west, I believe. Southeast. Oh, it's northeast, not northwest. That's the difference. And then this should still be east, this would be north, and then this would be west. So basically we had a... Well, I didn't make the right changes, so... We want to go... Well, actually, you know what, let's stop and go back, and just reset it. Whoops. Just to make sure that we're starting on a clean slate, so we want to go south. West, which is still... southwest, and then southeast, which... Then northeast. Then east, and then north. And then potentially a west in there somewhere. What? How is that not it? South, west, southeast, northeast, east, north, and then a west. Like, I'm not dumb, am I? Let me just write it out one more time. South, west, southeast, northeast, east, north, west. Isn't that what I'm doing? Am I just like messing up the controls or something? So let's go back, just make sure it's reset. Okay, south. This should not be this difficult. South. We are on south, correct? Now we want to go west. Now southeast. Now northeast. This is the exact same thing I did last time. northeast, then east, then north, and then finally a west. Unless it's counting this as east. Oh, this is an east, you dumbass. Why am I putting west? Oh my god, why am I so slow? I guess because in my mind, I'm thinking of, oh, you're going to the US, that means you have to go west. But I'm not thinking of it being, oh my god, that's so bad. Okay, south, west, southeast. I wish there was a less time. Northeast. Then east, right? Then east, north, east. East, north, east. Oh my god, I can't believe I was hitting west. Ah, knock it off. Hey, don't we have time for screwing around right now? Okay, this video's gone on quite long enough. So we'll pick up our emblem and then in the video. The helm. There's a symbol that looks like a steering wheel. So that's going to be it for this video, guys, after I thoroughly embarrassed myself with the puzzles. I mean, that's an old save right there. That was before we even got any of the endings. No, we don't return to the title screen because I'm going to keep recording after this because I'm going to beat the game today. Come hell or high water. Oh man, we get a, end the video stretch in. I'm ExtraCheesy87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye guys.